let's do some exploring. Hang out with everybody. See what everyone has to say. Hello, Vice Principal. I was doing work actually for the principal. Today's my day off. Heinrich. Political economics. That's a weird class, actually, now that I think about it. I mean, not that it's a weird concept, I just don't know why you would teach it. I guess, even though this is a military academy, most of these students end up in positions of, like, political authority, perhaps? Or at least need to be aware of it, so maybe something to keep in mind. Hey, what's up, Sarah? The Dart. Yeah, they were talking about it's there since the Dark Ages, like super long ago, and that seems strange to me. Just how it's still standing, and the fact that we're kind of including like magic more so than the quartz, like as like an electricity style thing, more like an industrial force rather than a magical one. Okay. Yeah, probably a good idea. I mean, that's not really surprising. Sounds like it's going to be a regular expedition for us. Yeah. We'll speak with Toa. Interesting. That's something to keep in mind, that Sarah's also going in there when we're not. I mean, hey, once in for a penny, in for a pound, right? Ugh. Sunken cost fallacies and the like, right? Oh. That seems oddly pointed. It seems a bit odd that, I guess I wouldn't say it's odd, but to send your kid to the school to check on your brother, presumably, in her mother's case, as I believe Makarov is her uncle. Adios. Oh, well. So she's a spy, basically, is what we found out. Yeah. See, this is exactly what I was like, what? What's going on? Here, just lie. It'll be fine. It is indeed. I don't know how you saw it. Granted, I don't really know how we're carrying all of this stuff. I guess it's visible, apparently. Perfect. What's up, Thomas? Tomas? Thomas? What am I speaking? Thomas? Probably just Thomas. Interesting. Research is a bit of an odd word for food. Is it? Peculiar dishes. Yeah, that's the face I'd make too, Reen. I mean, I'm not sure about a deep history, but yeah, I mean, there is a history behind pretty much every dish in different locations. He's looking for bizarre and unappetizing food. Okay. I mean, there is some merit to that, where there are a lot of places where food maybe doesn't look appetizing in the way that we would traditionally think it, in whatever society you might be from. So traveling there, you encounter food that you think looks unappealing, but may in fact be appealing to somebody else, or is better than it perhaps looks, smells, or otherwise appears. And so we want samples. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I mean, hey, if we encounter any weird food, we'll bring it to you, Thomas. Well, alright. I mean, it's more of an order, like you said, so. Yeah, I mean, Worst case scenario, he gets sick. It's not really our problem. Alrighty. Oh, it's Instructor Mary. Oh. Well, that's very nice. I mean, hey, it's good to have a good rapport with your peers, especially in a workplace where tenure is pretty significant. Yeah, it's probably not a bad idea to get some rest, especially if we've been fighting monsters and the like. Hello, Bianca. Oh. That's an interesting situation. So like he's an active officer in the military, so he comes and teaches when he can, but is sometimes called to active service. And it's a little strange from like a logistical standpoint for the school, I imagine, but perhaps they make that kind of concession just due to, you know, value. He's just military science. That makes sense. Okay. Well, I'm sure we'll get to meet him. I didn't check, actually. Was there anybody over in the other hallway? Oh. No, that's VP. Oh. The janitor's here. Let's go chat. What's up, Guyler? Another problem-free day. Yeah, that's always good to hear. Just winding down. Nice cup of coffee. Students getting the heck out of here, leaving him alone. There's a sprint button in the game. I don't know if I mentioned that. Actually, I don't think I've really been using it very much. Is that so? How so, Nicholas? That is kind of interesting. So, like, you have your second-year students who have an established, like, repertoire and, like, perhaps, like, way of doing things. And the first years come in and they bring in how he would describe it as different flavors, but interestingly enough, perhaps, like, different locations, they're from different places, they're bringing different dishes, and that all kind of mixes each year into its own particular club. It's an odd way to look at it. Is that so, Clara? You do seem the type to kind of lose time when you're emotionally invested. That's an odd way to put that, but it's not inaccurate. And she's just going back to work. Yeah, I mean, I imagine she isn't going to take advice from us from the sounds of it, so probably just better off leaving her to it. So with that, let's check out the roof, I guess. And then we'll be done with the school building, and we'll start milling about elsewhere. Anybody up here? Oh, there is somebody up here. Oh. Chief. Black hair student. That is me. I mean, Class 7's an easy one, but, like, how do you know our names specifically is probably a worthwhile question. Am I? Wait. Who's first day season 4? What? Is that like a gossip point? How would she have known? Oh. I guess nobody in Class 7 seems the type to gossip, but perhaps maybe they were overheard. Her name is Beryl. Okay. So, isn't that an antagonist from Sailor Moon? She's like, that's not really very nice. Maybe she's just quirky, alright? Relax. Come on, Reen, don't say things like that. Oh, hello. Fast travel and get dumped right in front of Margarita here. Hello there. Something tells me based on Reen's reaction that the answer is no. That seems a bit far-fetched. Alrighty. Let's make our loop around here. Lisa's over here. Let's go chat with her. Why not? See if she'll actually talk to us for once. Just came to say hi. Is that so? Oh, yeah, the purple-haired girl whose name escapes me at this particular moment. I mean, why not? Let's help her out. I mean, probably a good way to start mending bridges. What is that supposed to mean? We're cleaning. Yes? I would contest that sports clubs are definitely worthwhile, Reen. I suppose it kind of depends on the sport. Yeah, sorry. There's some soon in the air. Yep, gotta work harder, Reen. If you work harder, maybe she'll forgive you. It's a fun dynamic between the two of them. Just her kind of awkwardly not being willing to speak to him, and it seems like the two of them are trying to find some common ground, because Reen's putting some effort in, but anytime you see Elisa attempt to speak, there's a clear tension there where she maybe is trying to say something but can't bring herself to. There's maybe a pride aspect to it, I would imagine. I respect that, Reen, you know, acknowledging that she's trying really hard, and that's good for her. You look like you have something to say, Elisa. Yeah. And Reen trying to be courteous. Interesting. Haven't cleared everything up. Oh, we waited for her to change? That's interesting. Maybe a little presumptuous, perhaps? I suppose that's fair. We did what we could, yeah? The whisper. I think you don't give yourself enough credit there, Reen. I think we did a good job. Keep at it, my dude. She seems pretty disappointed with how this plays out too, but Reen doesn't know that, and so we as the viewers sort of do. I don't know, you'd be surprised. I've encountered a whole lot of people that kept tension going for a very, very long time. Alright, so we get some points there with Elisa. And is there anyone else out there? There are. Let's go chat with anybody else hanging out on the field. Cool. I mean, horseback riding's pretty nice. You're doing it, dude. You're gonna get somebody else on the team. Oh. There were 3. I guess the other dot's the horse. That's interesting. Just gotta make sure, you know. You know, we made some progress. With time to cut our losses. Or I guess quit while we're ahead, probably more accurate to this particular turn of events. Fee is just sleeping, sitting up. I suppose she doesn't really care that much about sleeping. I guess it's got to be kind of pretty warm here in Trista if that's the case. If she's sleeping outside in a skirt. But I'm sure she'll make her way back to the dorm. She seems pretty capable. Oh, see, Adel's worried about her too. That's cute. How she's just kind of sitting here watching her. Can I do more fishing, or is that per day? Yeah, it's per day. Okay. Since we do have the opportunity, let's run on over to the schoolhouse and see if there's anyone outside of here. There aren't. Okay. Just making sure, really. What's up, George? It seems to be getting kind of late. We don't really have a definitive time. If it's the summertime, we assume this is temperate, like climate, maybe arboreal. It's probably like 8 o'clock, 8:30. Did we? Yeah, I mean, heck, we got a radio out of it. I'm down. Of course. Well, I mean, we have a radio station like 100 yards away from our building. And we can check out the engineering building here. I don't think there's anyone in here. No, we're good. Alright, so chat with George means we need to head on over to the library. Is there anybody in here? Oh, there is. Hello, Dorothy. Oh yeah, you're the one that runs the reading club. I find that suspicious, Dorothy. That sounds questionable. Fun, perhaps, but questionable. We'll keep an eye out on that, I imagine. Could be fun. Got anything to say, Carol? Strangely, how? Excuse me? Something about all the little cogs going on around the school where there's just these little interactions, these little quirks between multiple characters where everyone knows everybody in different ways. Feels very fleshed out. Like the vast majority of the story stuff we encounter here in the school has nothing to do with Reen or even really any of the main characters. It's just sort of a bunch of people living their lives that happen to meet everybody. Monica. Oh yeah, this is the girl who is like pining after Laura. Oh, yeah, she wants to become better at swimming, apparently. Oh yeah, I forgot. She thought that Laura was a second year. Yeah, awesome. I mean, the more the merrier. And there aren't that many students around, so it's probably better off to have as many people as possible in your clubs. Especially first years, for that matter, since obviously the turnaround time is real fast. Oh. Well, I mean, I'm lazing around playing video games all day. I can't really say much. I suppose Reen is working very hard, so canonically, I'm doing a lot. Yeah, I could see that kind of being problematic. These students don't really have that much as far as free time goes, so joining a club's sort of like a huge investment, since you don't really have a whole lot of time as it is. Is that so? Okay. Good to know. Hello, Samantha. Is that so? Well, I guess that's a soft way to look at it. Arrogance is interesting. Ignorance is very often mistaken for arrogance in settings like this, or just in general. And ignorance is itself sort of the defining feature of teenagers, is it not? Oh, weren't you supposed to be helping Elisa clean? That's kind of the point, Ferris. Cleaning up after everything is not it's not a menial task for the sake of menial tasks. It's supposed to teach you things. What's up, Toa? Thank you. Yeah, as it turns out, some of the requests that you received were somewhat dangerous. Well, one in particular, although that one's kind of specific to us. The rest of them were just kind of gopher delivery boy stuff. The book on her thing says "Woo baby." What is she reading? Who's gonna die first? Falcom Diary. I don't think any of these are meant to be read, but on the PC version, maybe the texture quality is kind of high, so you can kind of see what things say. Interesting. That's a fun little thing. Anyway. Yeah, good that we can help out Toa here. She definitely seems like she needs it. Or, I wouldn't say needs it, but deserves it all the same. Yeah, he said as much. Well, I mean, it wasn't really that much work. And yeah, we've got plenty of free time. I mean, we actually have all the free time we could possibly need, thank you. Thanks to the New Game Plus. And yeah, we'll be here all year. Why not? Let's help, Toa. Yeah, you seem like you have a lot of paperwork on this desk that could perhaps, at least some of it I can assist with. And I mean, with a work ethic like yours, it's sort of contagious that we should be helping out. I appreciate that. Relax, have some nice tea. Sweet. Yeah, it's kind of a shame having to take all the work home with you. I mean, I would help you out any day, Toa. I honestly feel obligated to help out for very different reasons. Not only that, again, we don't have a club anyway, so we might as well. It gives us an opportunity to do something around town. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be good for Reen to get to experience a bunch of different things, because it seems like his strength is people, like interacting with people. You're one to talk, Toa. Again, seems a bit odd coming from the president here. I don't know, Toa. That definitely seems like useful advice. It's just between the two of you, it's perhaps a bit wasted. I'm sure we'll manage. Thank you, Toa. Sweet. You know, it definitely seems like that would probably be helpful more often than not. So, thank you, Ms. President. It definitely seems like she has that sort of talent when speaking with people to be able to keep everything at a certain level. Like, nothing seems to elevate a situation or escalate whenever you're with her. At least so far, she's always seemed very even keel, despite all the work that we've seen her do. So it definitely could be helpful when we are in a time where we might need to make difficult decisions to speak with her about it. All the same, some very good advice from our upperclassmen, and we get a strengthened bond with Toa. There's to get out in front of it a little bit, there are certain level of romantic influences in the game. We're going to explore as much of that as we can, and some of that might require us to save the game, make certain decisions, and then revert back. I'm going to focus on a sort of canon story playthrough as much as possible, but we are going to at least show off all the other options. When I say canon, I just mean the heavily implied intended love interest. But there are some dating sim elements, not unlike a Persona or some other game like that. So just something to keep in mind. Again, I'm not going to compare the two, but I am going to say that that's something to keep in mind, that there are some level of dating sim elements. Hello, James. By the Rhineford Company. Okay. They're in Ruhr, if I recall. And they're the biggest company in the Empire. Okay. So we can still buy some stuff. I guess we could grab a... I could have sworn... Oh no, George can upgrade the rod for Elliot later. Alright. Well, I think that clears us up with the school, and we spent our bonding points. So let's head on back into town and see how things are going there. Who's down here? Hey, isn't this the chess club guy? Oh, okay. That's interesting. So they're... If they keep losing, I mean, obviously it sounds like they're having a hard time getting new members in, which, given, again, that there's so few students, that kind of makes sense. Oh. Machias does seem like the champion of the lower classes. Perhaps he will bring the chess club back from the brink. Oh. It is the only club that has like a split between an upper and a lower class club, so that it does seem like the situation where this would be most significant. And it sounds like Machias is going to take up the fight, as it were. Hello, Lot, Charlotte. It is indeed a recipe book. Apparently, I'm just carrying it around. I was going to say, I don't know if we're that dedicated to anything, to be honest. We seem to kind of flip-flop pretty much all over the place. Yeah, what seems to be the problem? That makes sense. They're all nobles. Interesting. Yeah, okay, I can understand that. You want to improve your cooking for the sake of your job. Okay. So we have to bring her unique dishes. Like, standout, successful ones. As opposed to Thomas, the instructor, was asking for peculiar and, like, bad food. That's alright. I mean, we were going to be gathering up food and recipes and stuff anyway. Why not share them? that's something to keep in mind. Whenever we get the chance, we'll come over and talk to Lot here and give her some recipes. Anything happening in the chapel? Oh, there's 3 people in here. Oh yeah, there was a student that wanted to join. Rosine. Oh. So she helped out today. She's gonna come back as much as she can. I remember she was applying for like a part-time job situation to volunteer here. Very cool. Gotta help out where you can. In what way, Paulo? I don't... Is that like some sort of weird like abstinence undertone that I'm hearing from that? That seems strange to me. Like, you know, explore whatever you want, spend time with people, get to know everyone, but don't go too far, is basically what he's saying. Huh. Interesting. Lake Lord the Third. What's up, Annie? Oh yeah, it's Kenneth Lake Lord or something, isn't it? They're like they own a fishing company. His fancy Elite Four. If by funny you mean weird, sure. Huh. What's up, Kenneth? Let's chat. We do indeed. I actually already fished this spot today, so I can't go again, but that's alright. Just bust into this home. What's up, Melissa? Oh. Interesting. Okay. Gordon seems a bit harsh. We'll go with that for now. Oh, Klein is the tutor. Maybe he's aspiring to be a teacher. That's cool. That seems incredibly early. He doesn't really look the age to be, because it's my understanding the students here are like at least older than 16. Oh. Something to keep in mind. Actually, do we know how old everybody is? Let's fire this up. Does it say? It does not. A young man, part of class. I'll keep an eye out, I guess. I feel like at some point we get told how old everybody is. So we'll have to keep an eye out for that. Hey, Becky. That's a weird accent for head, I think, but... Huh. It's a little hard to decipher sometimes what Becky has to say, and I don't want to spend a ton of time rereading it, so we'll just take it at face value that she had some sort of argument again. Oh, I already talked to him. Oh, well, at least she's good for sales. Cute blondes tend to have that effect. Not to be objectifying or rude, it's kind of a business understanding, I imagine. That's cool, Emma. Oh, Dorothy reads more than you? I mean, from the sounds of it, Dorothy is a little questionable as far as most individuals go, so maybe she just has more time on her hands, or really is indeed more dedicated. Melinda. Stopping by the flower shop to chat. I'm getting home. Jane. Okay, that's cool. I mean, any like white plant, snow, etc. tends to benefit from, or tends to have the effect of like canvas. So when you have things like sunset, it certainly creates a good color. Oh, and so the lino flowers are going to be gone soon. I guess it's like a yearly or like a seasonal thing. Oh. So Brandon gets scary around Tyzel. Tyzel's the girl? Yes. Okay. And Kay is bothering her? Oh. He threw a bug at her? That's not very nice. She seems a bit overly mature. That's something we've come to learn, yes. 8 years ago, one of the princes was here. That's cool. Okay. Sounds like a able prince. And you have nothing bad to say? Oh, okay. I mean, it's nice to just get like a, hey, the prince is awesome, by the way. Just let everybody know. Thank you. What's up, Elliot? Yeah, thanks again for coming to the old schoolhouse. I imagine, well, yeah, I imagine it would have been kind of difficult with just rain. It does seem a bit supernatural. Yeah, it sounds like we're going to be in there a lot. Alright, well, that's awesome. Take those two in with us on some investigations. It sounded like it was quite the fight, Patrick. Although, didn't you tie that second year? I stood no chance. Well, you didn't win. Seems like some revisionist history going on here. Yes, yes I am. Is that so? Okay, well. Let's check out the cafe, why not? Oh, use this as here. What do you mean? Oh, he's talking about the guys outside that we just spoke with. Usus doesn't seem to get along with commoners or nobles, or really anybody for that matter. So that's a bit strange. Are we not in an area ruled by nobles? Is that what Abbott is implying here? So there's some sort of issue in Seldic. Okay. Keldic? Go with Seldic for now. Is there something up? What's up, Fred? I am indeed of the 7th class. Where did you hear about the uniforms? Reen, you're wearing red. There are only 8 of you. You stand out. And I imagine, yeah, he probably hears a lot about what's going on inside the school. Yeah, you do look a little down, my dude. Okay. Makes sense. And yeah, it's kind of specific. So it's a known dish. We can't really change how it tastes noticeably, which is sensible. But we also don't have the spices we need. Hashin leaves, a rare kind of spice from southern Zemuria. Man, we get a lot of locations in this. Brandon usually orders for them for me, but... Oh, so this is sort of just an issue with not paying attention to how stock is going. Yeah, worth asking. I mean, the cooking club probably has a pretty good supply of whatever they might need. Why not? We'll help them out. yeah, we'll go chat with some of the people at school and see what we can do. Just an extension of our regular student council work, president work. We're definitely not the student council president. Yeah, we can't make any promises, but we'll give it a shot. Better than not doing anything. Okay. So we picked up a side quest. Is there anybody up here? There is. Hey, Dolly. Oh, how so? I have a suspicion I know who is saying that. Oh. Oh no. Let's not get violent. Or argumentative for that matter. Let's just finish off exploring a little bit, and then we will go and run through this little side quest here. So this is the other reason why we want to explore as much as possible. In this game... Give me one sec here. I apologize, my desk situation's a little awkward at the moment. Let's fix this microphone. Kill me. Okay. Alright, we fixed the microphone. We're good. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so talking to everybody in this game is pretty beneficial, especially if you're going from like a completionist's perspective. A lot of individuals that you try and speak to... Oh, so Kurt here is welcoming his father back from work. We'll just wait 1 second here. So a lot of the characters that you speak to are going to fill out your character profiles book. So we have Patrick, Ferris, Kenneth, Bridget. So you also see we have art for everybody, which is cool. So we get to have an idea of how everyone's supposed to look. But you'll notice there's like question marks there where certain individuals have like extra text, so to speak. Talking to them allows you to fill this out. So you notice how Lot here, we already finished because we talked to her earlier and she told us about cooking. Now the game doesn't really give you a clear indication most of the time of who you should and shouldn't be talking to at any given moment. And it also doesn't always indicate if there are side quests, like the one we just picked up over in the cafe. A lot of that stuff is kind of hidden, so you're rewarded with that and the level of completion by exploring and talking to everybody. And again, we're not using a guide, so that means we are going to be experiencing pretty much everything. So, that's pretty much just the big example of that, because this is the first time it really comes up. But I won't really get into it again. Kind of mentioned it a couple too many times as it is. Anyway, what's up, Harrison? Oh, so you take the train to and from work. It is definitely a good feeling if that is the case. I agree. She is doing that. That's cool, Brandon, that you know about that. Tyzel does seem that kind of type so far, or at least from what we've seen of her, but she seems like maybe she's maturing a little too fast. We don't really have any reason to shop for anything at the moment. Hello, Hannah. That's very sweet of her. She's got the food already prepared for when he's gonna arrive and sends the kid out to greet him. What's up, Mict? Is that... I guess we were... How would you know about that? Interesting. Well, let's continue on our way. Alright, I think we talked to everybody, so that means let's go to the cooking club and see if we can't get that spice Nick. Yeah, we got a quick question. Do you have any passion leaves? That's unfortunate. Yeah, what's up? Oh. Yeah, I think about it. And the game thinks about it. The cafeteria definitely would have a wider stock normally, I would imagine, of most things. Yeah, we'll go chat with Ramsey and see what he's got to say. Well, I mean, you're a cooking teacher. I would hope that you'd have a skilled palate. That's pretty awesome, actually. I don't know very many people that could do that. That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I guess it's probably getting pretty late. To the cafeteria. We want to chat with Ramsey here. The exclamation point's hiding in your hat. To steal food. Yeah, I just walked up to you to chat and was like, hey, by the way, I'm stealing this. Fred does indeed need some passion leaves. Do you happen to have any? That's awesome. And you're just gonna give them to me? Oh. That's really nice of you, Ramsey. Yeah, that's cool. I appreciate that. Doesn't come across as particularly sociable, but he is nice. I did indeed. Here you go. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're here for. Surprisingly, we got them for free. And Reen, being the honest guy that he is, doesn't lie about that. That's nice. We don't even get the choice to lie about it. Yeah, I think you'd like that. I mean, it wasn't that much trouble, really, but thank you for thanking me. Yeah, you don't need to repay me. Got some crispy pizza, though. I mean, heck, I'll take some free food from a restaurant for doing something. That seems fair. That's kind of up in the air at the moment, really. Fair enough. So when he says over the years, since TOA can only be a second year, right? It almost implies that the student council's been doing this for a long time. So I wonder who came before her that filled this role. That's very cool. Sorry about the first, happy about the second. It's a way to do that. All right. All right. We got the quest done. Awesome. Got that quest done. We've talked with everyone who will talk to us. And we've spent our bonding points. I think that's going to be it for tonight. Let's go ahead and save the game here and step into the dorm. No, we don't have a reason to stay out. And that is the end of our first free day. Awesome.